Hi everyone, and welcome to Lazy Lion. We're excited today because boy do we have a treat for you. In lieu of everything that's happening right now, we wanted to start the new year off with something a bit more lighthearted and comedic. And nothing came to mind better than the delightfully hilarious slice of life anime series Ichigo Mashimaro, or as it's better known in the West, Strawberry Marshmallow. Ichigo Mashimaro is a sweet and fluffy story about 4 young girls going through their everyday life that's been infused with loads of tangy deadpan comedy. And honestly guys, it doesn't matter how many times we've watched this anime, it still has the ability to make us laugh. The setups and timing are just so masterfully done that, wow, we have to give it up to Studio Dome. They did a stellar job. And sure, we get it. Many of you might be thinking, how could a bunch of kids really be that funny? And our answer is simple. It's mainly all thanks to this troll of a specimen, Miu. On paper, sure, 4 elementary school girls going about their days with not so much as a plot in sight could quite literally be thought of as mundane. But here's the thing, that even authors from 200 years ago like Jane Austen knew, life, even everyday life, and especially the mundane, could be extremely hilarious given the right perspective. And that's what the author of Ichigo Mashimaro, Barasui, was able to tap into with the help of Miu and the rest of the ensemble of characters. Miu is like one of those friends who has the ability to annoy you to the point where you seriously start contemplating murder. And then, right before you cross that line, they do something so profoundly hilarious that you find yourself rolling on the floor with tears in your eyes. Yeah, Miu is one of those kinds of friends. But Miu's type of character wouldn't work if there wasn't a good balance between the ensemble. So, if Miu is the outrageous wise guy of the group, then Chika, her childhood friend, is the normal straight man working as the counterbalance. Actually, these two couldn't be more polar opposites, which makes them the perfect comedy duo. Then we have the airheaded crybaby Matsuri, who you just can't help feeling protective of. And Anna, a blonde and blue-eyed transfer student from England who seems to know more about Japan than her native Japanese friends do. And the running gags involving Anna are hands down some of the best of the series. Aside from the 4 girls, we also have Nobu, Chika's cool older sister in the unofficial babysitter position, who's really not above stooping to Miu's level when dealing with her sister and her little friends. Which of course leads to some pretty hilarious scenarios, especially when Miu and Nobu decide to flex their comedy chops. All this leads to a story that's filled with a great deadpan humor, multiple running gags, and well-timed slapstick comedy. With all this, it's not hard to see why so many people have called Ichigo Mashimaro the successor to the hit comedy anime series Azumanga Daioh. Because, oh my, is it filled with comedic gold. It's also just so darn cute, a fact that made it one of the first animes to herald in the whole schoolgirl slice of life moe aesthetic, which is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, just look at some of the box art, it's adorable. And it doesn't just end there. Not only did Studio Dome do a stellar job on the comedy, but their attention to detail in regards to the animation and characters was also much appreciated. We're always happy when characters are given their own wardrobes with multiple outfits to wear throughout a series. This allows the audience to get a better feel for the characters and their personalities, making them unique individuals. Special attention was even paid to background characters, and the characters weren't just given different outfits. The animators went a step further and even took special care to add movement to each garment, which really helps the characters come alive. Now, there's not much of a soundtrack other than the opening and ending themes and some sound effects, which are usually only used in order to help indicate whatever season it currently happens to be. There's also not much detail afforded to the backgrounds. But the likely cause of all this is because, this being a simple slice-of-life story, the studio didn't want anything to pull the focus away from the main characters. The most important thing in the series is the bonds and interactions displayed between our protagonists. Everything else is just extra. And speaking of extras, here are some fun Easter eggs found throughout the series. First, the story takes place in Hamamatsu, Shizuoka, Japan, which is where the author of the Ichigo Mashimaro manga, Barasui, was born, following the great writing tip of write what you know. Second, Matsuri has a pet ferret named John, while Anna has a family pet dog named Frusciante. Put them together and you get John Frusciante, which just so happens to be the name of the guitarist from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So we're gonna go out on a limb and say that Barasui's a fan. Just what is it with Japan and the Red Hot Chili Peppers anyway? And the musical references don't stop there. After Chica wins 2 goldfish at a festival, she names them Richard and James. These names come from Richard Davis James, who might be better known by his stage name, Aphex Twin, a UK musician who's from Cornwall just like Anna, and that Nobu is also quite a fan of. But Barasui wasn't just influenced by Western musicians. Turns out, he actually got the inspiration for the title of his manga from the song Mashimaro by the Japanese musician Tamio Okuda. It's also clear that the seasons play a large role in the series. Actually, the only thing that seems to move the story forward is the passing of the seasons. So we don't think it's a coincidence that there are 4 main characters, 1 for each season, nor that there are 12 episodes when there are 12 months in a year, especially since the whole story spans a full year. In the last episode, the girls are even wearing the same outfits worn in the first episode. We think this is to highlight the fact that other than the girls growing a little taller, everything has pretty much stayed the same. I mean, all things considered, this is a pretty slow and peaceful show. Besides Miu's comedic antics, of course. Which is perfect if you're looking for a good soul-soothing anime. So give the Strawberry Girls a chance. It's only 12 episodes, so you don't have much to lose in giving it a try. Now, if you're interested, you can find the series and its multiple OVAs currently streaming over on HiDive. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button to let us know. And you can also hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Stay obsessed.